Hey, welcome to another episode of Huddle Up with Mark, the Fun Coach. I'm Mark Duncan. This episode, I want to talk about planned giving and when you should be thinking about incorporating planned giving into your conversations with major donors. And by the way, they don't even have to be major donors. I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. But first, let's define what a planned gift is. A planned gift is a gift that happens in the future that's planned for right now. Now, that gift can come through the donor's estate. In other words, they could leave a percentage of their estate in their will, or there are other vehicles, which I won't get into detail about today, like charitable gift annuities, charitable remainder trusts, and so on. Those are planned gifts as well. Some of those gifts can actually come during the lifetime of the donor, but most planned gifts usually come to fruition after the donor passes away. So that's what a planned gift is. So when should you introduce this idea of a planned gift? And more importantly, to whom should you introduce it to? So let's talk about the ideal planned gift candidate. That person should be a loyal. A loyal is somebody that is giving to your organization for 5 consecutive years or more. Okay, so loyals are a great place to start. Doesn't matter if they have the capacity to make a major gift, but they're a loyal. Okay. The second is somebody who is either single or widowed, right? Who has no children. Those are actually the perfect people to talk to about a planned gift, primarily because they don't have any heirs to leave money or property to. And so those are really ideal. So if you know of donors who are, by themselves, maybe they were married and their spouse passed away. Those are good people to talk to. Doesn't mean you don't talk to others, right? You can talk to couples. You can certainly talk to couples who have children. That's fine. But the ideal candidate is somebody who is single or widowed and doesn't have any heirs to leave their money or property to. And third, and probably most important of all, is they should be at least 55 years of age or older when you start having these conversations with them. Because at that age, that's when everybody should be thinking about their estate, their plans, what's going to happen to their assets after they pass away. So, introducing this conversation about a planned gift after the age of 55 is a perfect time to do so. So, here are some examples of the kinds of planned gifts you can consider. Now, again, I'm not going to get into the gift annuities, remainder trusts, those things. They're fairly complex and require some additional assistance, usually through a financial planner, and so they're a little bit more nuanced. But I'm going to talk about some very simple options that you can entertain as part of the conversations with these prospects. The first is a simple bequest. That is when a donor decides to leave a percentage of their estate to an organization. It could be 5%, 10%, 20%, whatever that may be. That is the percentage that they are going to leave your organization. So they would make provisions for that in their will. And all you would need to do is get a copy of their will or a codicil of their will that states that bequest has been formalized in the form of a will. Now, that doesn't mean that this is permanent. This is what's called a revocable gift. That means at any given time, the donor can change his or her mind about whether or not they're going to move forward with that planned gift. So there's work that you need to do to maintain a good, solid relationship with them to make sure that the planned gift actually stays in place. Second, would be a term life insurance policy. Now, you may be thinking, at 55 or older, can people buy life insurance? Yes, they can. And it can be a term policy, and you could probably get a policy for up to 30 years. So if somebody's 55 and they decide to do a life insurance policy, and let's say it's a policy that's $25,000, and so they purchase that policy, and if something should happen to them, they make your organization the beneficiary of that policy. One thing that you can also consider is that you, as the organization, can actually be the policy holder, or at least the premium payer. So the policy is in the name of the donor. You, the organization, are the beneficiary, and you, the organization, can actually pay the annual or monthly premium, and your donor can actually make the annual or monthly premium a gift to your organization. So let's say the monthly premium is $50. Your donor can make a gift of $50 every month to your organization. And you turn around and you can pay that to the insurance company. That allows the donor, if they itemize, to be able to deduct that payment from their taxes. Totally legal, totally legit, and it is a great way to sell this as a potential planned gift, because at the end of the day, the donor is really not giving a whole lot out of their pocket, but they can give a whole lot after they pass away through a life insurance policy. And finally, there's something called a life estate agreement. What is a life estate agreement? Again, this is really for that donor who is single or widowed, or and has a home. The home is completely paid for. They don't have any children to leave it to, but they can leave the home to your organization. And that would be through a life estate agreement. Now, this is where an attorney would need to get involved, and you, as an organization, can assist in this by either recommending an attorney or having them talk about this with their own attorney. But simply put, what they're doing is they're leaving their property, their home, and everything that's in the home, or just the house itself and the property, to your organization. And then what you can do, and they can designate where that gift is going. So if they want to leave that home to your organization and have that property, the proceeds of that, be used for something specific that you've agreed upon, they can do that. If they want it to be used for unrestricted purposes, they can do that as well. What happens is, after they pass away, then you, as the organization, can put the house up for sale, and the proceeds from that sale are the funds that you would use for that particular purpose. So those are pretty easy examples of planned gifts that you can actually start talking to your donors about now, that could really pay off in the long run. Planned giving is really, really important. It's an important part of relationship fundraising, because you're already in a relationship with many of your major donors. And so why not have this conversation with them, so that after they pass away, they can leave a legacy that's going to have a greater impact than perhaps the amount of money they've given to your organization while they're alive. Think about introducing planned giving. This is one thing that often gets forgotten or put to the side because it doesn't yield results right away. But if you want your organization to continue to be around and for decades to come, you want to make sure that you are positioning your organization in such a way that it will be able to reap the benefits of a planned gift by having those conversations now. So, if you have any questions about this, you know what to do. Feel free to go to my website, thefundcoach.com. You can actually click the green button in the upper right hand corner, and you can schedule a complimentary coaching session with me. You can also, down below this video, you can subscribe. If you're not subscribed to this video series, you can go ahead and subscribe to the Huddle Up series below. If you're interested in learning more about the Relationship Fundraising Academy, you'll see a link below for that as well. So I hope this is helpful to you. Thank you so much. And as always, this fundraising, it's not about the dollars. It's about what the dollars do for the people that we serve. Thanks. And we'll see you next time.